everybody. Welcome back to Above Average Podcast. I think we're at 5 now. We're super excited to be here. We kind of got our setup going a lot better now that Nancy and I aren't together. I mean, the goal is still to be together for a lot of the podcasts, but obviously that's not feasible. Well, we're trying to navigate life right now. We're still waiting on a new mic for Nancy because her old one, the pink one, just was not working for some reason. We don't know why. So we're waiting for one in the mail for her.
So
No idea.
I get
that should be coming in soon.
I get this fancy microphone right here, but yeah. But improvising, adapting, that is a skill I'm working on.
So a little update on where I'm at. I'm currently at Utah at my parents' house on a little vacation. One of my childhood friends is coming up here, and we're gonna just hang out, go to Zion National Park, things like that. So that's why I don't have all my equipment. I just had a carry-on bag, so I kind of just shoved my mixer and my microphone, my laptop into a bag, and here we go. But other than that, hopefully the setup's going to be a lot better. We're using a different application that will hopefully make everything go a lot smoother. All of the editing and recording and having guests on, all of that, just make it a lot easier for us rather than having to collect videos from different phones all over the United States and editing that and exporting all of that. So hopefully it'll all work well in this one application. So hopefully that will go a lot better. And the quality will be a lot better for you guys, because that's kind of a big thing for us. We're trying to navigate that because we're both newbies at that. We have both never done this before, so you're figuring it out along with us.
Yeah, so like Eve said, she's in Utah, I am in Texas, and just, again, navigating life and what I want to do. I feel like we haven't talked in forever. We've just been so busy with our own lives.
So busy, because you just started college. You just started taking classes again, didn't you?
I ended up dropping it.
Okay. Wait, you already dropped?
So if y'all don't know, I ultimately think that I want to go to radiology technology school. All of my courses are expired, and so I'm having to retake human anatomy and physiology. I signed up for a summer session class at a community college, and I'm just like, yo, I don't know if I want to go back to school. Like, coming from somebody that has 3 degrees, a bachelor and 2 masters, like, when they say that once you're out of school and you don't want to go back, I am feeling that on a whole nother level. I am just, and then with COVID happening and taking classes online, I am kind of just like, IDK. Because I'm like, I have 3 degrees. I should be able to get a job of what I want to do with one of the 3 degrees that I have. Outside of basketball, just trying to navigate what I want to do outside of basketball and prepare myself, you know? And so, yeah, I ended up dropping the course again.
So can you still go and do rad tech without these courses, or?
No, I cannot. So that is why I'm trying to figure out, like, can I find outside of basketball a sustainable, like, stable job with one of the 3 degrees that I have that I want to do. Yeah. I know I ultimately want to work in the healthcare field. And so just, seeing what comes about. But
you're one of the most overeducated people I know. You should be able to find a good, sustainable job.
And Eve, I've applied to so many jobs and I've gotten rejected because it has to be like how overqualified I am, because they probably see that I have all of these degrees from very like prestigious universities. And they're like, no, she's overqualified. She's probably expecting a 6-figure salary, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I want a job. Like,
I just want a job.
Can you employ your girl without taking into consideration of interview me first, rather than rejecting my application. And so that's what outside of basketball I've been trying to figure out. So it's been a mess.
Yeah, the job market right now is absolutely insanity.
But make it make sense. There's so many job postings, right? People apply. I mean, I'm applying, but they're not hiring.
Yeah.
It's just we ended up closing this job opportunity. Well, then why post it in the first place?
All these companies are really struggling right now, especially small businesses. I mean, even big businesses are struggling just in the state of the United States. So it's been rough. I feel for every recent college graduate or soon-to-be college graduate just trying to find their first job. Because like entry-level jobs are like minimum 5 years experience. Where am I supposed to get that experience?
Yeah.
This kind of the thing.
And
Even
it's
with me
considered
for
entry level. That's the thing.
yep,
It's considered entry level, but you need so many years of experience in one job. And it's like, okay, I was taking a full course load, yet
yep,
not able to work a full time job, make it make sense.
yeah. Even with me in my field, I have years of experience through internships. It's just the people that have 10 years of experience are applying for these entry level jobs because they can't get anything else. It's insane. But yeah, this past week, the past 2 weeks were kind of crazy. So I have had this trip planned to St. John's, the Virgin Islands, for over a year and a half now, and we were on this trip, and I was loving it, super excited. It's gorgeous out there. It's one of my favorite places on earth. And my partner, who I was there with, he got a job offer while we were there, or like a couple days before, something like that. So we were like scrambling to figure out where we were going to live and move. So we got the job offer in Madison, and we ended up signing a lease for a little townhouse there the day that we got back. We got back at like 1 a.m. and the next day we were moving. And it was just insanity. And it was just like scrambling around, loading up cars and just moving down there. And then I was only at the townhouse, 3 days unpacking before I had to head back to Iowa because one of my best friends was getting married and I was a bridesmaid in the wedding. So we're not even fully unpacked and I've been there for like 3 days. 3 nights, that's it. And I left to go to the wedding, and then I left to come out to Utah. And when I get back from Utah, I'll be back for maybe 4 or 5 days, and then I leave for a trip to Greece. So within the first 2 months of living in Madison, I will only be sleeping there for like 7 nights.
That's
So I'm
hilarious.
like, yeah, living out. I mean, I can't complain because I'm on vacations and stuff like that, and going to Greece, which I'm super excited for. But it's so hectic
Yeah.
and just finding time to just sit down and like edit the podcast. I'm like, right now I'm just doing it on the airplane or in the airport or at like 2 a.m. and just cranking it out. But yeah, it's busy. I mean, I can't complain because it's all super exciting things. And like, it's my favorite part of the week to just sit down and get to talk to Nancy because we're a little long distance besties and and we're at different points in our life that it just makes it so hard to connect.
Yeah.
But hopefully, when I'm back from Greece, Nancy and I will get together in person and we'll pre record a bunch of podcasts and we'll go have
Yes.
fun.
Fingers crossed. I mean, I think
Mm-hmm.
we'll make it happen, but I did a sad face. I was actually supposed to go to Greece with Eve, but
Yeah, she
unable
was.
to. Yeah, unable to due to my work. And so
Mm-hmm.
maybe next year or maybe
Maybe
later
next
this
year.
year. Maybe later like in August we can hopefully like go to another all inclusive and bring you guys along
Let's do
cuz
it. Okay, the
we'll run it
podcast
back.
would go hard at an all inclusive.
It would. I say we need to run it back.
We're a PG channel, but it might turn PG-13 if we're at an all inclusive.
Right, right. Parental
We'll be
guidance
drinking our Long
advice.
Islands while we're recording. Yeah.
You're drinking your tequila, I'm drinking my Long
Yeah.
Island. Like, let's do it. Although
Yeah. We'll put a little more in.
I was on TikTok and I saw a video and it was like if a girl orders this, be prepared because people must look at you crazy when you order a shot of this. It's like Rumple, I think it is. Have you heard of Rumple?
Babe, I guess you were always a student athlete when you were in college. I got to do both. I got to do the student athlete and the regular college
Yeah.
experience. So it's like Rumplements, and it's like
That's
the
Rumple
most,
men. Yeah.
it's the most diabolical shot that you will ever take in your entire life.
Really?
I've done it maybe once or twice, and I will never do it again. It's
Why?
like shooting pure, like 100% mouthwash mixed with 90 proof alcohol.
Well, because that's
Because
what I read
it's a
after I
myth.
saw Yeah, after I saw the TikTok, it said it was 100 proof, but they were like, it's smooth and it's like peppermint. It's like a
Yeah, anybody who orders that seriously to enjoy it is a psychopath.
see, and that's what the TikTok. It was like people look at me weird when I order a shot of
Yeah,
this, and I
yeah,
was like, let me add this to my list. Because
you
trust me,
will
guys.
hate it.
Yeah,
You will
guys.
hate it.
Every time I go somewhere and I order a Long Island, they look at me and they're like, "Oh, so you here to have some fun?"
Yep. Nancy loves her Long Islands. Yep. But yeah, I need to take you, like, we need to have like a college weekend where we just go out to like college bars. And honestly, we could get the most amazing content from doing that. Like,
Trust
let's,
me, I had my fun in college. My freshman
yeah.
year, after
But
my
you and I
freshman year, I
together,
was like,
you and I together going to like a small town college bars and just having some fun, that would be the best content in the world.
oh my
Because
gosh.
people come up to us when they're sober and ask like how tall we are, but people that are drunk around Nancy and I, it's hilarious. Yep. We need to do a whole podcast just based on our Punta Cana trip. But while we were there, we got invited on this little yacht party, and everybody was like everybody, even like probably even the captain was just
Yeah.
having a good time. And I would say maybe like this 5'2" man, I think he was a skipper, was trying to teach Nancy how to dance like traditionally. And the videos that we got from that are hilarious, and it's just so much fun doing all those
Maybe
things. So
maybe Eve will throw in like a little teaser in this podcast of
yeah,
like what we
yeah,
experienced
what
because
we did. Yeah,
we
and
still keep in
upcoming we'll do a
contact.
whole podcast.
Yeah, we still keep in contact with almost everybody that we met
Mhm,
there, like Monica and Eric.
mhm.
They actually sent us a picture. They have a grandson now.
Yeah, yeah,
Congrats.
yeah. We were super excited to see that. It's just,
We literally made lasting friendships there.
yeah, it's just, I mean, Nancy and I get looks when we're together, but Nancy and I are also like, we feed off of each other and we make a lot of friends when we're together, and it's just a good experience. So we'll have to do a whole podcast on what truly happened in Punta Cana, because we keep on
And
doing
then
these
we can
teasers and.
actually bring in a couple of our friends and
Mhm,
they will give you their perspectives of meeting us, what it was like, what were their first thoughts. And so I think that's what we have planned for you guys, so
mhm,
that you know what we go through on a daily basis. And
And
speaking
I
of
think
that,
just hearing their perspectives of seeing us for the first time together.
yeah. And so, like, speaking of that, I was literally just in the grocery store 2 days ago. I wanted donuts. And so I ran in, got donuts, and then I needed face wash. So I had to walk to the other end of the grocery store. And as I'm walking to the checkout, this guy, he was probably like 5'3" in his 50s. He goes, "Whoa, so you must be like 6'8". I straight ignored him. I ignored him. I was
Mhm.
like, you know what? It is 9 o'clock in the morning, and I am not starting my day going off on somebody.
This is
So,
what you should have done. You should have directed him to the above average podcast teaching people how to approach tall women.
yeah, that's what I should have done.
Yeah,
But
yep.
I didn't. Instead, I ignored him, and he just literally
Mhm.
watched me walk by.
We should make little business cards with QR codes to hand out, and when they scan it, it just takes them to the podcast telling them how to approach us.
That's not a bad idea.
That's a good
Not a
idea.
bad idea.
But yeah, so we're gonna go over a couple listener questions today, and then maybe talk a little bit about stereotypes that come along with being tall and kind of debunking those stereotypes. But first off, one of the listener questions that I got, this one I think I only got from maybe two people, but was when Nancy and I are together, what do we like to do for fun?
Escape
Nancy?
rooms.
Escape rooms. Yep, yep. Nancy and I love escape rooms. They're like our favorite thing to do when we're together. The local one by where Nancy lives, we've done all of them except for one, which is new, and it's like their hardest one. So we need to
Yeah,
do
I
that
think it's
next
an
time.
asylum one.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I hate scary stuff. Like I hate horror stuff, so we've kind of just skipped over that one. But we'll do it eventually. But yeah, we love escape rooms.
Yeah, escape rooms. I mean, I'm sure we would love like bowling together.
Mhm. Mhm. We've never done that before.
No, that's why next time you come, we're gonna go bowling.
Mhm.
And then what else?
We play a lot of games. Like when we have people over, I personally love board games and just any type of
Yeah.
games. So we'll do that. I mean, there's always people with us when we're together. So we'll do
Yeah.
escape rooms with them and board games and just. I mean, there was this one time no, I came there and I mentioned to someone we were with that I used to play the Nintendo Mario Smash Bros. As a kid. The next thing I know, Nancy comes home with a Nintendo Switch, just on a whim buys a gaming console, and we just play Smash Bros. And Mario Kart all night long. But
Yeah.
I mean, we don't really do anything special. We kind of just, I mean, we do escape rooms. We eat out together a lot when
Yeah. Well,
we're
I will
together,
say,
which
like,
probably isn't good, but.
yeah, well, I will say, like, where I'm at, it's a very, like, small college town. And so
Mhm.
once I move to, like, a bigger suburb of a city, there's going to be so much more to do. And with that,
Mhm.
like, we will document our time together and, just,
I've
you
been
know,
trying to get Nancy out to Utah for so long because there's so much fun stuff to do here. Like, I'm sitting outside looking over a cliff into Zion
well, you're
National Park.
busy right now. Otherwise, I would
Come
come.
up, book a flight right now. You are welcome to
I
come out
can't. My
right now.
mom is here. Dolores is here.
Bring Dolores.
I could.
Yeah.
She's actually been traveling herself. So my
Mhm.
older, or not my older brother, my younger brother actually had knee surgery
Mhm.
two weeks
I saw that.
from 2 weeks from this Friday.
Mhm.
And so, like, it's just so crazy what us tall people go through and, like, all of the unique air things that happen to our bodies. So
Mhm.
he went in for surgery. The doctor, like, pulled off the bone fragment that was kind of just, like, hanging there. But then all of a sudden it is like he has a big hole in his knee that, like, it's so big
Like,
that we can't,
growth.
like, they don't know
Just
what
like.
from. They have no idea. And my younger brother has no idea how he did this to his knee. But he was like, I've never seen this before. There is a hole. I can't describe, like, what the hole looks like, but he was like, it's really big and we can't take from his own body to, because typically, like, in the medical field, like, your body has a higher risk of rejecting a cadaver, and so what they want to do
Mhm.
is they want to try and use your own internal
Mhm.
organs, whether it's like
Mhm.
a tendon or ligament. He
Mhm.
was like, it's so big we can't even take one from him, and
Mhm.
so he's gonna have to have surgery again. But Dolores has been traveling all over the world, or all over the United States, and so
Mhm.
she homegirl is ready to be
Going
home.
through it.
So
Yeah.
no idea if she
Yeah.
would even be interested in Utah, to
Yeah.
be honest with
But
you.
you need to come out here. Like,
I
there's a
will.
pool, there's a hot tub, we have a ping pong table and like bags, and we can go do Zion. And the shopping around here is like, it's not like big retail stores, it's like cute little boutiques. And the
Yeah.
fact of, like, obviously I'm not buying pants and stuff, but like the accessories they have, so cute. And what we need to do, so there's this really cool place that I've been there like twice, jewelry, like silversmithing place, and you go and you get to make your own jewelry, which is
Oh.
really cool. And there's like permanent jewelry, so
I
like
want to do
matching
permanent
tattoos.
jewelry. Yeah,
Yep,
I want to do
we can
permanent
go do
jewelry.
permanent jewelry, and there's so many little fun things to do. And the food here is amazing. I don't know why, but it's just so good. So we're doing
Yeah.
that, and then there's like an outdoor theater. I don't know how to explain it. I'm not a theater kid.
I think
I
I know
don't
what you're
like
talking about.
but I don't like going and seeing like Broadway shows and stuff like that. But I'm super excited to see this. We're going on Thursday. It's an outdoor showing of like the Broadway show Ariel, but it's outdoor and they like flood the stadium and it's like live with water and I don't know, all this crazy
Interesting.
stuff. And it looks like fun, but there's so many fun things to do here. And it's just, that's why mom's out here. My mom's
I'm
like,
gonna
I'm
I'm gonna
bored,
make
fly
my
you
way out
out.
there.
Yeah, so you gotta come. We have a sometime come out here and we can record a podcast looking over Zion
I'm
because it's
down.
really cool. Yep. But yeah, but Nancy and I are definitely gonna try to get together and see each other ASAP. But
Yep.
we're a little bit busy right now and trying to navigate all that. But back to the main question. Escape rooms and just hanging out and going out to eat is kind of what we do together. We don't really do anything special. Yeah, that's pretty much kind of what we do. And we shoot content and stuff like that and hang out with the dogs, the old ball and chains. That's pretty much it. But yeah, to get into the stereotypes. So what I did is I asked ChatGPT, I don't know, maybe a week ago, to come up with like a list of stereotypes that come along with being tall.
There you go.
The first one that comes up when you put into ChatGPT, like what are stereotypes that come along with being a super tall woman, is the obvious. You must play basketball or volleyball. which I think we're super used to because it's such a
Yeah.
thing that kind of like we get asked about all the time. So yes, I think it's a fair assumption because I think a lot of tall people, especially women, play basketball and volleyball, but it's not who we are, kind of thing.
Yeah.
We're people outside of sports, and there are a lot of tall people that don't play sports and are like, I have a friend that's, I mean, she's like 6'1", she's not outrageously tall, who loves the theater scene and like music and all that kind of stuff, and she doesn't use her height to her advantage, as some people would say, but she doesn't have to. Like, she can do what she wants, like, she's just a regular person, but that's definitely a huge one that we get a lot. Another big one is you're tall, you shouldn't be wearing heels. Nancy, I'll let you take over this one. This one's big on you.
I think, yeah, probably maybe a year and a half ago me would agree, but obviously I've become more confident in who I am. So I like heels aren't a problem. I think what I'm finding is that guys need to be confident in themselves and like their masculinity isn't challenged when a female one is taller than them and two taller than them wearing heels.
Mm-hmm.
I know we had discussed this on, I don't know if we discussed this in person or what, but like, I admire Zendaya being
Mm-hmm.
with Tom Holland.
Mm-hmm.
That's his name, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm just like, respect. Because, like, Zendaya, she's hot. She's
Celebrity
hot.
crush. Yeah. But she
And so,
also, she wears heels and she wears them confidently,
one, she's already
especially
taller than
around.
him. One, she's already taller than him. And two, like, she still wears heels. So,
Mm-hmm. And
y'all,
I think we're already tall. So what's the point of like being feared to be taller? We already
yeah.
stick out. What's against sticking out even more? But I think if we want to wear heels, we're gonna wear heels. And if I think it points to other people's insecurities if they have a problem with what we're wearing.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. So, and I
Mhm.
say, like, wearing heels, I mean, it's not a
I personally don't wear them that often, not because
yeah.
I have a problem with it. For me, it's comfort. Like, I like they're so uncomfortable. I would rather
No,
just
we're
wear a
gonna tell the
pair of
story. We're gonna
flats.
tell the story of when
No,
we first met for the modeling
this is I
agency.
have trauma. I have trauma from wearing heels.
Yeah, this is again, this was like this also kind of like our friendship just like clicked right then and there because this girl she had never worn heels before. We told y'all how we met. So we were at our first
Mhm.
photo shoot and the photographer, it was Eve's like portfolio shots time. The
Mhm.
photographer goes, "Okay, Eve, I just need you to like jump in like in the air a little or
For a
whatever."
movement, for a movement
Yeah.
shot.
Y'all, tell me why Eve thought it was a competition and decided to try and test her vertical leap jump and in heels and ate it. I tried so hard not to laugh because
Ate
I just
it
felt so
hard.
bad. I just felt so bad because one, that was our first time meeting. Two, like that like is embarrassing. Like if,
Mhm.
whether or not to you it was or wasn't,
Mhm.
like I myself would
I
have
was
been
embarrassed.
embarrassed.
I was embarrassed.
And so
I
like
was very embarrassed.
obviously like I'm trying not to laugh at first, make sure she's okay. But y'all, the heels are not
Yeah.
for Eve. They're not for Eve.
No.
I'll go ahead and just tell y'all. Like,
I'll wear them. Like, I have no problem wearing them, like for special occasions and stuff. But I just one for playing volleyball so long. My right ankle is very very weak from like a torn tendon and or like spraining ankles and all that kind of stuff. It's really hard for me to walk in heels because my ankles just don't do a good job with it.
yeah.
And it's also during that shoot we were in the tiniest stilettos known to mankind and the cheapest shoes of all time. I think we paid like $20 for those shoes, and the heel would like move back and forth as you
Ew.
walk and everything. It was bad, but yeah, I thought she meant to jump, but she meant like just a little baby
Just
jump,
a
and I
little. Like, it's a photograph. Like, you don't have
I
to
didn't
test your
know. I had
vertical.
I had never been behind a camera before, so I was like, if I'm gonna go for it, I'm gonna go for it.
No, and you have to think, okay, I'm in heels. I've never worn heels.
Okay, Nancy, you've known me for how long? Do I think before I act?
No.
Yeah, I'm a very go big or go home type of person, and I
It's
love
like you
taking
tell me to
risks.
jump. This is one of those instances. You tell me to jump. She's not gonna ask how far or how high. She's just gonna
I'm gonna
do
just
it.
do it. I'm gonna just do it. Yeah. Yeah. So.
Yeah, heels. I mean, it's preference based. I mean,
Mhm.
I think
I
like a
don't think
lot of
anybody should tell any tall girl that they can't wear heels, but it's
yeah,
not like you're a tall girl, you have to embrace your height, you have to wear heels. Like it's just a
right.
preference thing. It's like any other piece of clothing.
Yeah,
Like
one
some
thousand
people
percent.
prefer crew necks, some people prefer sweatshirts. Like
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
one thousand
Um,
percent.
the next one this one's a really big one for me, and I don't know if it's because I have an RBF or what, but that taller people are automatically intimidating or just not nice people.
Yeah, I think it's based on the individual because I know like I can look approachable or I can't.
Mhm.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
you have an
I
RBF
just
too, babe. I don't know if that's news to you, but you do. But it's just, I've had so many, like, especially as a coach, I've had a lot of younger players who have seen me coaching other teams or have seen me afar, and they come and they're finally on my team and they see me coaching and they get to know me and they're like, before I even met you, Eve, I thought you were going to be so mean and such a hard coach and all these different things, and I ask them why, and they don't know. They're like, I don't know, it's just I think it's because you're so big and it's intimidating and things like that. And I think it's just because of how tall we are, we have a presence to us when we walk into a
yeah,
room, because everyone notices us when we walk into a room, and adds that presence or that stigma to us that we are big, we're intimidating, we're scary, those type of things, which we're really not.
yeah. I agree. I think. I mean, you know me. I have my guard up in general, so
Hmm.
I always see the worst in people, or they don't have like true intentions, and so that's why I'm kind of just like, leave me alone, don't talk to me, kind of thing.
Hmm.
But I promise, once I let you in,
Yeah, yeah, you tight. Yeah, but all of my players, once they get to know me, they're like they don't have a problem with how tall I am and stuff like that. I get it, like it's the presence thing of we have a presence when we walk into a room, whether we like it or not, and it's kind of annoying that we have to go out of our way to prove to people that we aren't big and intimidating and scary when we haven't even
right,
met people. But it's one of those things that comes along with being tall, and it's part of. I mean, it's just we have to prove ourselves one extra step than everybody else does,
right,
which it is what it is. It's you can't change people's perspective on who you are right away. Um, there's nothing that we can do about people's first impressions before they've even met us. So I think it's just what I try to do is be the best person I can be to change people's thoughts and like kind of change that stereotype of, oh, she's big and intimidating and mean and that kind of stuff. So that's just kind of how I go about
I
hopefully
respect you for
changing
that
that perspective on me.
because you're
Yeah.
not me. And that's
Well, I
why
think it's a
even
little
Eve,
different.
because
Yeah.
when we've gone out, you're like, Nancy, like, come on. Like,
Hmm.
you don't have to be mean or
Hmm.
whatever. Like, no, I don't know people's true intentions. So,
You're a half glass empty, I'm a half glass full type beat.
one
Is
million
kind of how
percent.
it goes. Yeah, but I think it's also different because for your coaching experience, you coach a lot older kids than I do because you're coaching college kids and you don't have to deal with their parents.
Right.
You don't have to deal with any of that. So you're just dealing with strictly the athlete. I mean, you have to worry about appearances with the athletes, yes, but not as much with the parents. You don't deal with the parents. And so half my job is dealing with the parents. And so I have to put out this persona of being nice and supportive and like a good leader for those kids. And I think it's just a big difference in different coaching levels and what we're doing, if that makes
1,000%.
sense.
Yeah.
And I think this next stereotype kind of ties into the last one of the intimidating thing on the fact of like having a presence to us. It's a huge thing for us, and I mean ChatGPT pointed it out too, but thinking that we're older than what we actually are, especially when we were younger. Did you ever
Well,
get that?
yeah. Uh, no. And I still, like, people think I'm in my early 20s. like
Mhm.
20, 21, 22, maybe 23. And I'm
Mhm.
like, no. And they're like, how old are you?
Yeah.
But even when I was
When you were growing
younger,
up and you were
well, when I
taller than
was growing
everybody.
up, I was taller than everybody, but I always had like this baby face to me. So
Mhm.
even though I was taller than everybody, like I
Mhm.
didn't get that I was older just because I was taller.
I got it a lot in me growing up. I think it really
Interesting.
hit when I was in high school and early college of people thinking I was a lot older than I was.
Got you.
In high school, people would think I was in college or think I was a lot older than I am. Like, even now, we went out to that bar that one time and asked the waiter how old they thought we were, and she thought I was older than you.
Yep.
And I don't know what it is about it, but yeah, growing up, I also had people thinking I was a lot older than what I was.
Yeah.
Which was really nice in certain scenarios, but like, I don't know why. Yeah, I've
Yeah,
had it a
that's
lot.
weird. Never really experienced that much.
I think it goes along with having a presence to you of being bigger because people associate being older when you're bigger because the younger you are, the smaller you are, type thing. So I think that's kind of what goes along with that.
For sure.
Yeah. So transitioning to the next one, this kind of goes along with the heel thing and stuff like that, but tall women aren't as feminine as small women.
I think that's bullcrap.
That goes
Yeah.
along with the Zendaya thing.
Yeah. It's like
But
just
there's
because
such
you're
a.
taller doesn't
Mm-hmm,
necessarily mean like you're more masculine or have less femininity to you.
I think it goes along with the huge, again, stereotype stigma, whatever you want to call it, that being a petite, small, tiny woman is like peak femininity.
Yeah.
It's like this, like the 5 to 100 pound girls are like today's age definition of like the perfect girl. And I think I think it's BS. And the fact that women come in all shapes and sizes, and I think femininity isn't defined by size in particular. I think it's defined about the way you act, the way you present yourself, things like that. I don't think size necessarily has anything to do with it. It's just the same way that a 5'2" man isn't any less male than a 6'4" man. It's how you present
Right.
yourself and how you act around other people. I think is really
And
how it
confidence. I
goes.
think confidence is a key too.
Yep, you see all these tall women slouching in pictures and all that other things. I get it, you want to look the same size as your other friends and fit in, but I think femininity really stands out when you embrace who you truly are. Like,
Right.
going back to Zendaya, she embraces it. And when I think of a woman, I think of Zendaya. She's a woman. Like,
I love
just,
it. I love it.
we're going to shout her out every podcast, but it's just, it's the way she presents herself. She's
I'm a
gorgeous,
Zendaya stan.
and she's confident, and she don't care what nobody thinks about what she
Nope.
wears, how tall she is, things like that. So
Exactly.
it all really ties together. Have you experienced any stereotypes yourself that have really stood out to you?
I mean, the main one is like playing a sport, I
hmm
think. But outside of that, what you went over, nothing.
I think the sport one is the biggest one, and
Yeah. Because it's
I
like
think it's
just
a
because we're
huge
tall,
advantage.
yeah, just because we're tall doesn't necessarily mean we have to play a sport, you know?
It's just an advantage if we want to.
Yeah.
And it's not like just because we're tall doesn't make us good at sports. It's an advantage, yes, but we weren't born good at basketball. We weren't born good at volleyball. The
And
height
we
helps,
weren't
but
born tall. Well, that's what
we
I think.
worked hard.
We weren't born tall. That's what everybody
Mhm.
is like. How long were you when you were born?
Mhm. I don't
19
know, baby
inches?
size.
Yeah, 19 inches. Have
Yeah.
you guys not heard of a growth spurt?
Mhm.
Make it
Yeah,
and see,
and
it's like it's ignorant comments like that really piss me off
mhm.
because like I was a normal sized baby coming out of the womb.
Mhm.
And then
Yeah.
there's this thing called growth spurts later on in life. Like it's not like I
Mhm.
come out the womb 3 feet long. Like
Yeah, and
so
especially with the sports thing, I think it's pretty aggravating towards tall people when people automatically attribute your success to your height.
yeah.
Because if you put me on a basketball court right now, I would get no scholarship. I would look stupid. It would be horrible. It's because I didn't work hard to be good at basketball. I worked hard
Yeah.
to be good at volleyball. And if I get an award or I got like player of the year, all those different things, they'd be like, it's because you're so tall that you were this great athlete. It's no, every single tall athlete works so hard to get where they are. Yes, it's an advantage to be tall, it helps you out, but you still have to do all the work yourself. And that's a huge
Exactly.
one that gets to me.
Yeah.
When people are like, oh, you only got to where you are because you're tall.
Nah.
Don't tell me that. That's a
We had to
big
work
trigger
on
for me.
we had to work on our coordination because we grew so fast when we had our growth spurts. Like, come on,
Mhm.
it's
Mhm.
yeah.
Mhm.
So
You
we
can't
have
just
to put
put
in
a
work just
person
like
that's
everybody
never
else at
trained
what we're
at
good at.
something. Yeah, you can't just put a person that's never trained at something, put them on a court just because they're 6'6" that they're gonna be the next LeBron James. Like it's
Exactly.
just not how it works. And
Yeah.
that's a kind of a stigma that needs to be broken. And all these tall women that are successful, it's not because they're tall. It's because they
Right.
work to get to where they are. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I
Well,
think
we
all of
thank
those
you
are good
guys.
stereotypes.
Yeah. Well, we thank you guys for coming and listening or watching us today. That's all the time we have for today's podcast. We hope you enjoyed, and we hope to see you next time.